Why does this video attempt to remain hidden? Not because it holds anything forbidden or shameful, but because it reveals the truth. The truth about how female psychology truly operates, what actually fuels desire, and how power gets distributed in relationships. There's a reason she withdrew precisely when you were at your most attentive. There's a reason her interest diminished exactly when you were prepared to give it all. Why doesn't anyone discuss this openly? There's a reason she selected another man even though you demonstrated greater care, invested more heavily, and carried purer intentions. The issue is that nobody ever showed you the actual rules of this game. Instead, they persuaded you that whenever things went sideways, it had to be your fault. You weren't good enough, strong enough, or masculine enough. But the reality is far harsher. It's not that you're a bad man, you're simply operating by the incorrect rules. The central hidden principle is this. Once you grasp what women genuinely respond to, and what they almost never confess out loud, you'll stop blaming yourself and pursuing. You'll begin behaving like a man who perceives the complete picture. First truth, no one enjoys stating out loud. Kindness alone doesn't generate attraction. Neediness destroys it. They instructed you to be accommodating, to prioritize her, to place her at the center of your world. Yet the instant a woman turns into your entire universe, respect evaporates. She desires to feel significant, but not as though she's shouldering your entire emotional world. Common mistakes men commit, that "I can't live without you" energy fails to draw her in. It drives her away. A woman wants to belong as a part of your life, not serve as its substitute. That's precisely why men who remain on their own path and lead with natural ease ignite her wish to follow. Second painful truth. A woman can declare she loves you while feeling nothing internally. What holds her isn't love, it's respect. When respect vanishes, her words and intimacy turn hollow. She might remain physically present, yet emotionally she's already departed, because she no longer trusts your strength and direction. You observe it in the small details. Her focus drifts toward her phone. Intimacy grows scarcer. The warmth dissipates. Still, you assure yourself it's merely a phase, failing to recognize that respect fades away quietly. And once it's genuinely lost, reclaiming it becomes nearly impossible. Third truth. Women detect your emotional dependency long before you notice it yourself, and in that instant, attraction starts to wither. They test you with remarks like, "Why didn't you call?" or "Did you miss me?" You read it as interest and pour even greater attention, time, and energy, gradually shifting from an independent man into someone who exists for her reactions. From her viewpoint, this appears as a loss of backbone, and nothing extinguishes attraction quicker than having to guide the person meant to be the rock. Practical truth. Women continually test boundaries, frequently without realizing it themselves. If you allow those boundaries to be violated, respect dissolves. It begins subtly. Canceled plans, flirting with others, minor digs directed at you. If you remain quiet for the sake of harmony, you reveal that you won't defend yourself or your principles. The essential approach isn't erupting in anger, but calmly and firmly establishing boundaries. This displays inner strength and self-respect, the exact qualities that help her feel safe and secure beside you. Final truth. A woman can continue loving you, yet lose desire if you forfeit respect for yourself. When you forsake your goals, cease growing, and abandon discipline, she senses it, even if she remains silent. Gradually, she ceases seeing the man she once fell for and begins seeing someone who has surrendered. Inside, she questions, if he won't fight for himself, how can he fight for us? The primary takeaway at the close. Women don't need the perfect or the wealthiest man. They need a man who remains steady under pressure, maintains his course, selects self-respect above approval, and never loses himself within a relationship. And that is exactly why these matters aren't explained openly. Because the moment you quit chasing and begin living from your own inner strength, the whole dynamic shifts. You stop relying on her reactions and transform into the kind of man others naturally want to follow.